Hello and welcome to my review of the Warhammer Age of Sigmar Mancrusher Gargants. This box set of 2 Gargants will set you back £75. It's a fair amount of money for what constitutes as a pretty old kit. Games Workshop used to sell these Gargants individually for £40. So I guess they're giving you a bit of a saving now by bundling them in this kit for 75. What would have sweetened the deal even more though is if they were 60. That would have been brilliant. You know, half the price of the Giant. I'm sure they are recouping their costs by the sale of the new Giants anyway. No doubt they've recouped the costs of these original Gargants that came out many years ago. You can tell it's an old kit. There's lots of spaces in the sprues. You do get 4 sprues though, which I thought is amazing. You can also tell it's an old kit because it has the rectangular or square bases rather than all the rounded bases that we now see. It doesn't actually say exactly how many parts are in the kit, but I can assure you it certainly gives the mega-gargant kit a run for its money with the number of spare parts, and you can use them in both kits if you really want. I've kept all the spare parts because it's going to be a while until I paint any of these Giants, so I might go back into these bits and see which ones I like the look of and see if I can add them to either of the 2 units. What we'll do first is we'll have a look at the detail of these Gargants, then we'll look at the spare parts. We'll go through some size comparisons with the mega gargant and some other big models, and then we'll go through their rules. So first things first, let's have a look at the models I've made. I've made them in very boring poses. I know you guys are better than this and you can come up with way better poses, but this is just one of the Gargants I made. The downside is that the legs, exactly the same as the mega gargants, they're only in one pose. The belly looks the same as well. You could put a little shield on the belly button, I guess. You get a number of heads. I think there's about 4 different heads. This gargant is holding this dude with the really spiky hair. Looks, yeah, strange. I've given him this keg on the back and a sack with Bilbo Baggins in there and another peasant, I guess. I've given him this tree stump with a tombstone embedded in it. I put a little shield there. I put a vulture on his shoulder as well, just chilling out, and that's about it. But yeah, this is very quick, very easy, boring pose that I put him in, but you know, feel free to go crazy with these kits. Anyway, that's one of the Gargants. I played it safe with that one. This one was, again, quite straightforward. This one's got a bald head again, and this kind of stone or crystal hanging from his ear. He's got this club with a couple of swords and an axe in there. Actually got a cow. I've got a cow dangling from his waist. Nothing stopping you from putting that cow on the mega gargant waist though. And he's got a little goat as well. So this guy is bringing the meat, and this guy is, well, could also potentially be bringing the meat too. But you've got this rock stone thing, chaos pillar, I don't know, but I thought that matched well with his accessory. I thought I've gone for the accessory kind of look. But yeah, there you go. It's a shame that the legs are in the same poses. You do get 4 different arm options at least. Would have been nice to have the legs in a different pose and a different belly, or just a different torso. But yeah, if you're after kind of mini versions of the mega gargant, this isn't really it. They're an old kit. If you've got a choice between these and the Giant, pick the Giant, hands down. I only got these to bump up the mercenary force, or even to have them as a small little army of having 1 mega gargant and 2 Mancrusher Gargants. Oh, it's raining outside. I don't know if you can hear that. Sounds lovely though, very therapeutic as we're reviewing these Giants. Okay, on to the spare parts then. The instruction guide, it's in colour at least. You get a bit of a build guide there, but you don't get that many. It doesn't show all of the options available in the kit. I would have liked to have seen many more options, but you do get a nice colour guide, paint guide, which is extremely useful when you're looking at weapon paint and skin tones and flesh tones as well. You don't get a paint guide at all with the mega-gargant set, except it's on the back of the box. Whereas this set, you also get it on the back of the box, and you get another look at some different options that they've gone for. So there's that at least. I'd like to paint the cowl white with black splodges. That'd be nice. Okay, yes, back onto the spare parts then. Here we go. Took all of those out. We've got some thunder coming on now as well. Wow, sounds nice. Maybe we can hear a little bit more of the thunder as we go on with this review. So, here are the spare parts. You get two identical square bases. Not really sure what you can use them outside of this, because they've changed the bases to the oval ones, and they are exactly the same, but don't ever let that stop you from covering it in the texture paint and painting it a different colour, adding green stuff to change them. But yeah, I'm not sure what I'll use them for. Get a load of these arrows, broken arrow, where you can just bend them in two and then just stick them into, you know, an arm or hand or leg, knee, whatever suits your fancy. You get these pieces, which is like a cage. You can even squeeze in the screaming villager in there, like he's, you know, trapped in there, and, you know, like so. He's got his arms out and he's just yelling. I put mine on a base because I think I'll be doing a size comparison with him for every model, including these. We'll do that in a moment. And so, yeah, you've also got everything from these wheels to, yeah, more arrows, different feet. You've got hoof feet if you want to go full chaos. You've got this masonry piece on a chain, which I think is quite cool, although the detail is, yeah, shocking. You've got this, the guy being held by the hand of the giant. You've got more this little goat thing, or whatever it is, ram. You've got this spiky collar. You've got different arms. You've got more cows. It's, as I showed you in the unboxing, it's just two sprues duplicated. So if you use one set of feet, you're going to have a spare set of those feet. You also get these, which I think are kind of road markings, signposts. That's quite funky. You could put them on any models. I'm thinking Nightgaunt, maybe that would work, or even Ossiarch. They would work quite well. And you get all the different weapons, like you've got this club with a creature's sharp toothed skull, and the different heads. This is the Chaos Gargant one as well. So yeah, as you can see, an absolute ton of spare parts. It does give the mega-gargant kit a run for its money with the number of spare parts, but the mega-gargant parts are, you know, way better in terms of detail. There's just no comparison. I mean, you look at the detail of this arm here compared to any of these pieces, and it's just, yeah, a night and day difference where we've come to. You know, even like the rope and the bundles of rope there for the mega-gargant. So there you go, that's all the spare parts. I hope that feeds your imagination of some of the kit bashing and customizing you can get up to with this kit. You also get a couple of these, which are a great feature. These are squished goblins, which you can just put on the base. I'm going to use this one behind one of the orc buggies though for Warhammer 40k. So yeah, even some of the parts you can swap them about with and use them in a different game system. Alright then, size comparisons. Let's start off with the mega-gargant himself, the War Stomper. Yeah, much bigger. Not double the height, but definitely, you know, a third larger, I want to say. Proper giant compared to these Gargants, but these were the giants that we've had for quite a while, so it's nice to see a proper big giant there compared to, of course, Archaon. There's just no comparison really. I'm not sure why I'm doing this comparison really, but there you go. Archon's much bigger than the normal Gargants. Also have Alarith, and they are similar height to Alarith, but Alarith is £68 just on its own, whereas these are 75 for two of them. Of course, Alarith is a brand new kit with way much more detail than these Gargants, but size comparisons, I wanted to make that point. And then I've got a normal Lumineth Realm Lord here, and that just gives you an idea of how big they are. And of course, I've got the little peasant that comes in the kit, and yeah, similar sort of height there with the Realm Lord being like a little infantry person sized. So I hope those size comparisons have helped. Final size comparison I like to make is just with some Imperial models that people are used to the size of, such as the Space Marine on the left hand side, Legacy Space Marine, Slime Marbo, and Primaris Space Marine. So if you're looking at it from a Primaris point of view, that is 1, 2 and a bit Primarises high. I'm not sure whether these would ever fit in 40k, some kind of chaos mutated beasts or something, but at least that gives you an idea of where they stack up, these Gargants. And you've stomped your way over to my part of the review where I will go through all of their rules, found in the Sons of Behemat brand new Destruction Battle Tome. A unit of Mancrusher Gargants has any number of models, each armed with an Headbutt, Massive Club and Mighty Kick. And they cost 180 points per model. The battlefield role is Behemoth, and then in the Sons of Behemat army, battlefield role is Battle Line, and maximum size units count as 3 Battle Line units. So 180 points each. Their profile reads: they're a movement of 8 inches, save of 5+, bravery 7 and 12 wounds. Their Headbutt is a range 1 inch, 1 attack, 4+ to hit, 3+ to wound, -3 to rend, and then the damage is 4. Massive Club is a range 3 inch, attacks will be 10, 3+ to hit, 3+ to wound, rend -1 and a damage of 1. And then the Mighty Kick is a range 2 inch, 1 attack, 3+ to hit, 3+ to wound, -2 to rend and a damage of D3. The profile I've just given out is affected by the damage table. It's affected by the number of wounds that these models have suffered, that these units suffer. So if they only suffer between 0 to 2 wounds, their Stomping Charge is a 2+, Massive Club is 10 attacks and Headbutt is 4 damage. 3 to 4 wounds suffered, their Stomping Charge is 3+, Massive Club is 9 and Headbutt is 3. 5 to 7 wounds, the charge is 4+, Massive Club is 8 and Headbutt is 3. 8 to 9 wounds, Stomping Charge is 5+, Massive Club is 6 and Headbutt is 2. And then finally 10 or more wounds suffered, you've got Stomping Charge of 6+, Massive Club of 4 and Headbutt of 1. So yeah, you've got to keep track of 5 ranges there. As they're taking damage, they're going to be affected. Their effectiveness is going to dwindle. So abilities then, they've got Keep Up. If this unit is within 12 inches of a friendly mega-gargant at the start of the charge phase, it can attempt to charge in that charge phase even if it ran in the same turn. That's pretty nice. I mean, that helps it because they are slower than all the mega-gargants. After a model from this unit makes a charge move, pick one enemy unit within 1 inches of it and roll a dice. If the roll is equal to or greater than the Stomping Charge value for the charging model shown on the damage table above, that unit suffers D3 mortal wounds. If this unit has more than one model, do not allocate the mortal wounds until all of the models in this unit have made their charge moves. That's fantastic. Remember, the Stomping Charge is a 2+ for that. To start off with, Stuff 'em in me bag. After a model from this unit piles in, you can pick one enemy model within 3 inches of it and roll a dice. If the roll is at least double that model's wounds characteristic, it is slain. Just gets put in his bag. Timber. Not timber like the mega-gargants, but just timber. If a model from this unit is slain, before removing it from the battlefield, the players must roll off. The winner must pick a point on the battlefield 3 inches from that model. Each unit within 2 inches of that point suffers D3 mortal wounds unless it is a gargant. The model is then removed from the battlefield. So it's a funny take on explodes, like vehicle explodes from 40k. The keywords: destruction, Sons of Behemat, Gargant, monster, Mancrusher. So there you go. They're the Mancrusher Gargants. I still think they're pretty decent. I would have of course preferred an updated kit, just with better detail and a newer selection of parts, put it that way. I still think it is a bit cheeky that GW are kind of putting a paywall for you. You can only buy them in a unit of 2 now. You can't just buy them singularly. That does suck. It kind of forces people to spend £75 minimum on one Mancrusher Gargant, you know, and then you get the other one. And also, I'm not a big fan of you can't pose the arms, and you can't change the leg direction either, or the hips or anything like that. They're going to be in a very similar pose, just with 2 different arm options. I do think they're a great little unit though. They will complement your mega-gargant, and they're still going to do a fair bit of damage in combat. The one thing I will say with all of these Gargants is they haven't really got any ranged weaponry. So you're going to have to be moving them full pelt at the enemy, making run moves, making charge moves, and getting in to stomp your enemy out. What do you guys think of this model, or of these models, and the rules? Please do put it in the comments below. It'd be great to hear from you. Thank you ever so much for joining me today. Thank you for watching. Fee Fi Fo Fum.